Hello everyone, this is Gabor Mészáros back with the Genomics Bootcamp where we speak about genomics from the beginner's perspective. Today we are back with another video on PLINK and the data management capabilities of PLINK. Today we will look at what to do if you have just somehow too many individuals in your data, or if you want to extract individuals from your data. We will look what files you need and how to proceed. Also, I will show you a bit of a shortcuts that can be used to extract data in a very quick way. So, stay tuned. So here we are back in R, and I will show you three methods how to select the individuals, our subset of individuals from PLINK genotype files. Now there will be three methods. One is what I would call the proper method. Another one is a slightly dangerous method, and the third one is a very dangerous method that works just in some circumstances. So obviously I suggest you to use the standard method and the slightly dangerous and the very dangerous method just in test cases, or if you want to do some very specific data extraction, but just for your own purpose and not some kind of work that you want to submit to any official place. Okay, so let's go. So we will do a subset of the AdaptMap data for three breeds and plot a PCA plot of these breeds using the script that we had before. So I did a video on that, which was quite extensive. I will link it here. It should be appearing on the top of the screen, so you can refer to it if there are any kind of uncertainties regarding to this. Now, the change what I did is I moved the loading of the tidyverse up here into the very beginning of the script, because we will use the tidyverse for data selection. So we will use the input filtering method of PLINK with the ID lists and the four options that we will be using, or well, we will show one, but all are used similarly. The keep and the remove, which are keeping and removing individuals based on the set that is specified in a separate file. And then the keep fam and the remove fam remove entire families. So the inclusion of this keep and or remove statement into PLINK line is rather easy, as you will see. So the only question here is what the file structure should be. And as you read here, so the file should consist of two columns. The first column should be the family IDs of the individuals you want to keep, and the second column should be the within family IDs, or the individual IDs for the animals or the individuals you want to keep. In case you want to remove entire families, you can use the keep fam and remove fam, and also in this text file to have only the family IDs of these animals or individuals you want to keep or remove. So in this example, we will actually keep three families. So technically we can use the keep fam and remove fam as well, but I wanted to give you a bit more complex example. So you can use this script also if you want to really remove individual animals. Now, if we scroll down a bit, this is the piece of the script that we will be using. So basically this is a data extraction from the AdaptMap FAM file. So the first line, line 22, reads in the data. Line 23 selects the first two columns, as it should be by the PLINK requirements. Line 24 is actually the most important one, and in this case, select three families: the alpine goats, the boar goats, and the crossbred boar goats. In case you want to do something else, so you want to select some other individuals or families, you need to adapt this line 24 accordingly. And then line 25 writes out a text file, which is called individual subset, which is actually the file that is needed for the PLINK to
make a subset of animals. So let's run these first 25 lines and see how this text file looks like. So this is how the individual subset.txt looks like. You see it starts with the alpine goats, then the Boer goats, and at the end there are FU crossbred Boer goats by this BOAX family name. Back in R, where we will perform the data extraction using the system command that invokes PLINK, and PLINK invokes, or we are using the PLINK option keep --keep, and the individual subset.txt specified where these animals of the alpine boar and the crossbred Boer goats are located. So we will run this, and you see that there is 619 animals remaining. Again, it says cattle here because we use the opportunity that the goats has the same amount of chromosomes as cattle, so this is a bit of a simplification that we implement. Now, if you would run the rest of the script from here unchanged, you will find the big PCA plot as before, just because we actually created a new output file here that says adaptmap subset, which means that we need to actually adapt the well, it's well, not adapt because it's adaptmap, but adapt because it would be a wrong file, and we don't want the full file again, but we want this actually not even, okay, so what we want is this adaptmap subset file to be an input to our quality control. So right now we run the thing with the quality control. So you see that it is performed, and we see that there is 615 animals remaining. From here on, we can just run the PCA analysis as before. So here we finished with the PCA analysis, and you see that we got a very nice a plot where at the one side there are the alpine goats and the other side are the Boer goats, and the Boer goats or the crossbred Boer goats are much closer to the purebred Boer goats population as to the alpine ones, which is actually what is expected. We also see that some of the crossbreds are really similar to the animals which are denoted as, in quotation mark, purebred Boer goats, which is a rather interesting outcome. The three changes that are implemented in this plot to make it nicer are the following ones. The first stuff I put show legend equals to true because now we have just 3 breeds, so it's much more manageable, and actually we can see and clearly distinguish which one is which. I also implemented the shape parameter that is the same as the colors. So basically it's also denotes the breeds, but it gives them different shapes. This is a very nice thing to do also because it gives more visual clues, and also it helps a great deal to people who are colorblind or partially colorblind, so they do not have to rely on distinguishing the colors, but they can see the differences in shapes. And the third thing that I implemented, so this is not very necessary, but I increased the size of the dots because the original graph, it seemed to me that these dots are very small, so just a bigger dots I like more. So it looks like this on a expanded plot. Okay, so the proper method, what needs to be done is you create a data file with the individuals that you want to extract or remove in a script file, and then you use this and you perform the data file modification with PLINK itself. Of course, if you want to not keep these individuals but remove them, then you do not use the --keep but the --remove option. Okay, and now to the slightly dangerous method. So the PLINK website says that the first column should be the family ID and the second should be the within family ID. What it doesn't say here, however, that the columns after these two are actually ignored. So what you can do is you can just take straight the family file, the .fam file, and do a manual subset from there. So here I have a copy of the AdaptMap FAM file. I emphasize copy. You need to have it in a copy because you don't want to touch the original data. You always have to have an untouched copy of the original data somewhere so you can return to it. So but this is a text file, so you make a copy of it and you can make changes as you wish. And for example, you want to extract the first 10 individuals here. So you don't need to go and do it in a script, really. But what you can do is just either copy paste these ones into a separate text file, or if you want to have a more drastic solution, then you highlight all the rest of the rows, hit delete, and basically save this file. And now you actually have a file that you can use with the --keep statement where the requirements are fulfilled. The first column is the family ID and the second column is the individual ID, and these ones actually are ignored, so it doesn't matter if they are there or not. The very dangerous option that, well, I know it works, but it's even more drastic, involves the changes in a pet file. This works only if you want to remove animals. So it's extremely dangerous if you want to add animals. So I would not do that in any circumstance. But you can actually, if you want to remove some animals, it can be done in an easy way. The characteristic of a pet file is that you have all the SNPs in one line. So each animal is one line. So if you want to remove some animals, then what you can do is remove some lines, and with that you are basically doing the same as the PLINK -- remove option. So for example, you don't want the crossbred boar goats in your data set. So what you can do again is to highlight these rows or the animals that you don't want there, hit delete. And basically with this one, you removed these individuals from the data set. And again, you hit save, and now you have the subset for the individuals that you required. Now, this method doesn't work with the binary pet files, and also it doesn't work by removal of the SNPs. So you can just remove animals. And also adding animals, so copy pasting some animals from a different pet file is super dangerous, and I just straight away tell you not to do it, because even if the number of SNPs is the same, it can be different SNPs in the two pet files, and you just mess up your data completely. If you want to try out the outcomes of these two methods, the slightly dangerous one and the very dangerous one, and the effect on the PCA plots that we were creating, then, well, I was just invite you to do so, of course, purely for an experimentation purpose. And yeah, so you will see what you have done and what the effects are for these moves. I also invite you to share your experiences regarding data extraction in the comments below the video.
So this was it for extracting data with PLINK. You see, it was not really difficult. If you like what you see and you are not subscribed yet, then just subscribe. And I see you in the next video. For today, I thank you for your time and have a nice day.